Hello and welcome to another new video on the channel. Today is my Funland at Weston-Super-Mare review, going over what happened on the day, my opinions, overall thoughts and my recommendations should you go if you're in the area, or should you make a special trip to there because it's so great. And I'll carry on doing that for the rest of the summer to the parks I visit, which will be quite a few, some of them smaller, some of them bigger. So yes, Funland, home to a couple of small roller coasters, or it used to, now it only holds one. It has a few different rides. It has a booster type ride, has an MX 360, a Wild Mouse. It's got more. They also have a Ferris wheel at the front. They haven't got a lot of rides. It's quite a small park, very small, well packed in park despite the COVID restrictions, which I'll go into deeper in the future of this video. Now we went there in the morning, had a look around, saw what rides we'd do in the afternoon. It looked great. It was really quiet. We thought we'd come back when there's a bit more atmosphere, see what it's like, go on the rides then, which in turn became a bit of a mistake. So we came back in the afternoon. We got enough tokens for 2 rides. I wanted to go on the MX 360 because I'd never done one, and the Wild Mouse because it was a new credit, bringing me up to 51. Now we went on the Wild Mouse, all really good. Sanitised the bars. The staff tried to keep a distance, but they weren't wearing masks, which at first I thought, well, that's strange because Alton Towers are Drayton Manor, all the Merlin parks and many others, all wearing masks when operating the attractions. I thought, oh, it's okay. They didn't come near us. It's fine. So we went on that. It was a really, really good spinning coaster. Most spinning on any ride I've ever had. If that's Mara, Revachon, all of them. Great Wild Mouse. My second favourite after the one at West Midlands Safari Park, which I'll be getting back on in a couple of weeks' time. So yes, went on that. Beautiful views of Weston-Super-Mare. You look out, you can see the beach, the sea. Gorgeous weather as well when we went. Like, you look to the left, you have the Air Max, you have the Star Flyer as well, and you have the booster. So one of the fan powered ones, so it's quite loud, which does disrupt the peace and quiet in the morning, I noticed when we were there. If you got off that, we were dead. It was so spinny. Insane Wild Mouse. Would recommend if you do love a good spinning coaster, I would recommend that one over any of the UK in terms of spinning. But like there's better themed ones, better just overall experience ones. Now we head over to the MX 360. Now this is where the day and my opinions of the parks really formed, because it went very downhill. We got there was no staff wearing masks again. I don't know if it's just the policies. It says on the door you should keep 1 metre plus away from all of the parties. There was a girl a young child who appears like there with their family who worked there, who was just walking around next to people. I understand that she's a child, obviously, but it's the parents' responsibility at the same time. Then I've gone to give them my tokens. The man walked straight past me, didn't move out the way, literally brushed past my arm. Because obviously it's a small ramp when you're going up onto these rides. It's not normally one of those spacious attractions. They're very space saving. Then I headed up, sat down, pulled my restraint down. I was on my own in a car. I was like, oh, this is nice. Then there's a group of 8. I'd say there was a group of 5 boys. I'd say about 12 to 13 years old. All come running on, sit down on the one on the other side. And obviously I was like, oh, that's all good. It's having a good day out. Then they realise they can't fit and all come and sit by me. Obviously at that point I was 30 or so centimetres away from these people. And I was like, what's going on here then? So my parents were off Friday and I was saying to them what to do, and so I went round to so obviously with the MX 360s there's 4 4-seater cars that obviously unlock and stuff. So I walked around to the next one, sat down, all fine. There was one of the boys who obviously couldn't fit because there was only 5. He sat on the other side. I said, yeah, I'll sit there because obviously of everything going on. He was really understandable. He was really nice, and yes, so I thought, oh, that's it. Then we were sitting there for about 3 or 4 minutes. which isn't particularly very good on operation terms. And my parents told me afterwards they were just having a chat, standing around waiting for people. Even though we were just sitting there, could have done the ride. It was just bad operations from there. Then more people started to come, and there was a two, and they sat us in between me and this boy, who purposely sat 2 meters apart. He could have sat on the second seat, but he sat right in the end to keep us at a safe distance, which was really good. But then they came and put another 2 people in between us, so I was 20, 30 centimeters. Literally, I moved my arm to the left, I could touch her, literally. Really awful social distancing, and me and all my family were not impressed. I mean, I try and be positive about things like that, but it's just, in the time we're in, and the rules they've stated out for people to keep apart, and then seating people next to each other, not wearing I didn't have my mask because I didn't expect, because it said not to wear one. You know, I don't know. The actual ride, going on to the actual ride, I waited another 3 or 4 minutes, because they were just standing around talking. Operations were shocking at Funland. I had a good ride on the Wild Mouse. If I'd have gone with that, I would have had a much better opinion of the park. But when you delve deeper in, it was just not very good at all. Actual ride, insane cycle. You feel the G's so much. Got some. It was different to normal ones. Normally you get the spins and the inversions over the top at the start, then the cars unlock. But this one, the cars unlocked at the start. You got some proper high G-force head first drops, and very good Air Max 360. My first one, and I'm looking forward to riding more. Hopefully, social distancing at the current time and back to normal after. But I'm just disappointed in the park. I don't know if there's anything, if they've got reasoning for it, if they didn't care, or what. But it was just in the next couple of days, I'm gonna have reviews coming out of Drayton Manor and Alton Towers. You'll see how different this park is. And if you're worried about going to parks, I recommend at the minute go to the major ones. Go to the ones with a reputation: Blackpool Pleasure Beach, Oakwood Theme Park, Drayton Manor, Alton Towers, Chessington World's Adventures, Legoland, Thorpe Park. Just go to the major parks, because if you go to a fair, you're going to be much more at risk, because they're going to, I know they shouldn't be, but I have a feeling they're going to be cutting a few more corners. Obviously, it said on the website they're underneath I believe they're under the showman's, and like it's a proper response. It's not like a cheap thing. The Wild Mouse was from Stoke at Christmas, Winter Wonderland, and I don't know where the rest from. They might have been there as well, because I know there's an Air Max 360 there. But it was just disappointing, to be honest. I left feeling quite shocked, to be honest. I was like, is this really the future? Is people cutting corners? But in future days, my hopes have been relifted with visiting other parks. So yes, if you're in the area, feel free to go, but be careful. And if you're worried, I would not recommend about COVID, as there were some issues there, as I've explained. It was 2 great rides there. The actual individual rides were brilliant. 2 of the best fair attractions I've done. So yeah, it's not too badly priced either. I think it's £4 for both rides each. So it was decent prices. But yeah, that's all going to be from this review. Visit if you feel like it, but I wouldn't recommend going there if you're not desperate for a cred. I think that's all I need to say about that park. I definitely won't be going back for a few years. I don't really visit the area in the summer. It's the first time I've visited in the summer. I normally visit in February. So yeah, that's all for this video. See you all in the next one. Goodbye.